I was gonna do a video last week over the Memorial Day weekend, but got busy. But here we are. Um, so we're gonna talk about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and how the programs that were cut to get rid of those people that are just rigging the system and using the system to have a higher advantage than others unfairly. Well, some of those people are veterans, military service members, veterans who have been hurt by the DEI cuts programs that were done through the federal government with Elon and Doge and this executive order of your dear leader to get rid of that. And let's go over how it hurt the vets. Number one, eroding the federal workforce. It says here, federal law requires employers to give veterans an advantage in hiring over people who have not served in the military. Since 1944, I think, Veterans Preference Act. That sounds like DEI, doesn't it? Well, and would you say, why? Why do we have to give them a leg up? Here it is. The idea is to compensate for the economic loss of serving in the military and acknowledge the government's obligation for their sacrifice, especially to support disabled veterans. I think that sounds fair. Remember that speech he gave last week about we owe them everything, more, much more. It doesn't seem that way with the DEI cuts, right? Number two, gutting the VA healthcare. All the medical facilities and staff that were available for them were cut. And these cuts, let me read here a little bit about this. It says, the VA enrolled 400,000 veterans in the benefits system from May 2023 to May 2024. That was 30% more than the previous year. So that means it's increasing every year. But no, they decided to cut it. Why? You're not going to cut teachers because there are more kids coming. Same thing with the vets. And now we forget about something else that I see here, which is I find very funny, how they say Trump is for the military. But then Biden is the one that was doing something about it. And it says here, something I forgot about. Trump rolled back President Joe Biden's investment in the VA to address long-standing staffing problems. You know how the VA complained before about not having enough staff, or people calling in, they don't have enough staff. Now they cut it even more. No comment. Number three, destaffing the suicide hotline. Current data shows that an average of 17 to 18 veteran suicides happen per day. Suicide remains the second leading cause of death among veterans under 45 years old. And they decided to cut it, to cut staff, fire people, reduce budgets, call centers, reduce centers. According to them, they get calls close more than 50,000 a day. Now, I'm sorry, I apologize for that. 50,000 or 60,000 a month, which is quite a lot if you divide that in days. And now let's go to the next point. 4, losing research. The VA's investment in research, nearing $1 billion a year, has contributed to a comprehensive understanding of veterans' well-being, meaning the government can target aid for those in need that came back from the war, those that are the disabled, or they need therapy, or need medicine, and all these research that is devoted for their health. People that came back because they were affected specifically by the way they served. You know, you remember Vietnam, or more recently when the last 20 years, 15 years or so, you had people coming back with chemical infections, chemical diseases, burn pits, they call them also. And I believe, remember the PACT Act? It was passed about 2-3 years ago, thanks to Jon Stewart, who stood up to it. Otherwise, the Republicans would have turned their back on the veterans. And now we go with number 5, the cuts in other benefits. Yes, the VA gets health care for the veterans, but that is complemented also by other programs. Republicans in Congress want to reduce so-called entitlements, including food stamps and Medicaid, the health insurance of the country's poorest citizens. I mean, think about that. Cutting that from people that need it, the veterans, cutting DEI and then cutting it, and the big beautiful bill, which Elon Musk just called this, it's not. And he's a greedy corporate guy. And it's increasing the deficit. But that's besides the point. The point here is that people are not standing for the veterans. There's a hypocrisy that's going on in the MAGA world, where you have people like Pete Hegseth, who made it. He became a famous Fox News host. Oh yeah, he made it. He's a veteran. Yeah, thank you for your service. But what about the ones that came back and they came back troubled with issues? The PTSD, dismembered, not secure enough, traumatized. Forget about those people. Throw them in the trash. We don't care. They're DEI. We don't need them. Let's hire a DUI pigheads. I mean, that's, and not only that, if you think about it, all these people praise the draft dodger in chief who evaded serving. And now you're fixing to have a big parade on his birthday and to honor 250 years of the Army in the USA. That's so great, wasting all that money for ego instead of helping the veterans out there who really need it. Those out there thinking, I served too. Yeah, but you made it. Now you're well off. Maybe you're wealthy. Maybe you're middle class. But what about those that came back hurt? Still hurt in the mind and the body. Forget them. Leave them behind. That's not the thinking of a soldier. No man left behind. You carry your fellow soldier if he's hurt. What now? My God, we don't care about anybody. Trump, yeah! We're going down with that thinking. Veterans, MAGA vets that used to be real soldiers, more like cowards now. I'm out of here. I'm done with this. This is frustrating dealing with these people.